My wedding music started playing. My father stood at the entrance, waiting. Everyone expected me. But 5 minutes earlier, my parents were trying to sneak my sister into the venue. In a wedding dress. To walk down the aisle before me. And what they didn't know is that this was the moment their entire lie was about to explode, in front of everyone. I've always known I was the other child. Not the miracle. Not the favorite. Not the one worth protecting. From my earliest memories, my parents loved my sister more, and they didn't even try to hide it. If she accused me of something, I was guilty. No questions. No defense. Punishment first, truth later, if ever. If I accused her? They laughed. Or sighed. Or said I was dramatic. Even when proof was right there. They still found a way to punish me too. Birthdays were never really mine. My cake had to be her favorite flavor, even though I hated it. Her cake? Always perfect. Always hers. Trips. Celebrations. Family outings. Everything bent around what she wanted. And slowly, quietly, I learned something painful. Nothing about my life was allowed to be just mine. When we were kids, she mostly ignored me. But things changed when we became teenagers. Somehow, my sister ended up alone. No friends. No social circle. I don't know if they left her, or escaped her. My parents never mentioned it. But I noticed. And she noticed something else. I had friends. That was the moment I stopped being invisible, and became her enemy. Suddenly, I wasn't just a punching bag. I was a threat. She accused my friends of being bad people. My parents believed her. I wasn't allowed to go out anymore. Wasn't allowed to see anyone. They said things like, "Why can't you be happy staying home like your sister? Why are you trying to leave us?" I was being slowly isolated. The only reason I survived that period was my extended family. One day, a cousin invited me somewhere. I said I wasn't allowed. They asked why. And I, being a kid with no filter, said, "Because my sister doesn't have friends, so I'm not allowed to either." That sentence detonated. Adults got involved. My parents were furious. I was grounded for a month. But after that, something changed. They couldn't hide it anymore. My sister switched schools. New environment. New friends. And a new confidence. She never went back to ignoring me. She had learned something terrifying. She could destroy my life, just by lying. Her friends bullied me in my own house. My parents called it teasing. Any friend I brought home mysteriously became a problem. Something went missing. Someone accused them. So I stopped bringing people home. Then I got my first boyfriend. And that's when she crossed a line she could never uncross. She tried to seduce him. When he rejected her, she flipped the story. She told my parents he tried to cheat on me, with her. They believed her. They always did. That relationship died. So did the next one. And the next. Every time a man rejected her, she punished me for it. When my sister graduated, my parents celebrated like royalty. They paid for her college. No questions. No limits. When it was my turn, they told me they couldn't afford it. They suggested I work instead. Pay rent. Pay bills. Pay my own way. And maybe, someday they'd help. I didn't cry. Didn't argue. Because I already knew the truth. They were never going to help me. So I worked in silence. Studied relentlessly. And when the time came, I got a full scholarship. I announced it publicly, before they could stop me. They smiled for appearances. But I knew my sister hated it. And for the first time in my life, I escaped. Then I met my husband. He wasn't quiet like me. He wasn't patient. He was sharp. Direct. Unapologetic. Where I froze, he fought. When we decided to get married, we didn't care about luxury. We cared about freedom. But my parents demanded to meet him. And that's when they made the biggest mistake of their lives. They didn't flirt with him. They sat him down. And they made an offer. They said they'd pay for our wedding. On one condition. My sister would walk down the aisle first. In a wedding dress. At my wedding. So she could experience it. Because I wasn't supposed to marry before her. When my husband told me, I felt sick. But he was smiling. Because that's when we realized. They had handed us the perfect weapon. We agreed. Publicly. Privately? We planned. My parents wanted control. So we gave it to them. Menus. Flowers. Photographer. We settled for cheap options. Then my sister demanded upgrades. And my parents paid. Every time. They thought they were buying her fantasy. In reality? They were financing their own humiliation. We hired security. We told no one. And we waited. Guests arrived. Music started. My sister was 5 minutes away. My father stood at the entrance. And then, I walked in. His face collapsed. His phone rang. It was her. He left me standing there. I said, trembling. He said it wasn't supposed to be me. The room exploded with whispers. But I kept walking. I married the man who chose me. Outside. My sister arrived. In a wedding dress. Security stopped her. Police were threatened. People gathered. Phones came out. My husband denied everything. They had no proof. No texts. No messages. Just their lies. My sister collapsed screaming. My parents were exposed. And finally, no one believed them. For the first time in my life, they were the ones being questioned. They were the ones not believed. They were the ones humiliated. My wedding continued. Joyful. Loud. Free. And outside? Their world burned. I didn't get the loving family I deserved. But I got something else. Closure. Truth. And a future where they no longer control me. Sometimes, justice doesn't come quietly. If this story made your blood boil or your heart race, hit that like button. Tell us in the comments. Backhand index pointing right, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And for more true stories where karma finally shows up, subscribe to Story X Daily. Because some betrayals deserve legendary payback.